Hey, what's up, y'all? And yeah, so today, I'm gonna do something a little different today. Uh, I'm going to be doing a tier list for SEC coaches hot seat, and of course, when we say that a coach is on the hot seat, right? That means that they are in in danger of being fired. So I get all the SEC head coaches. Obviously, they're not all in danger of being fired, but so do have the different tiers from S tier down to D tier. So now S tier means that the fans love them, right? The These coaches are not going anywhere. Basically, these school administrations would do just about anything to keep these coaches. And then you've got A tier. So that's like these coaches. They haven't uh, done anything to they haven't really done anything spectacular. Like the fans aren't really in love uh, with with him, but he hasn't done anything to raise anyone's ire either. So and and then B tier is these coaches are safe for right now, but they need to step it up, or they could end up falling to C tier for next year. But anyway, and speaking of C tier is if that these coaches might get fired, like if they have another bad season, like last year, then I could see them being fired. And then D tier is I definitely think that this coach is getting fired by the end of the season. So here we go. And obviously, you're starting out with Billy Napier. Yep, Sunbelt Billy, and he's going into he is going right into D tier. Oops. Right, he is definitely 100%, yeah, getting fired. Got one foot out the door. He has just been getting worse every year that he's been there, going from 6 wins his first year to last year 5 wins, and now have you seen Florida's schedule? He could be looking at 3 or 4 wins. So yeah, that's just not gonna cut it at Florida. So yeah, he's gone. And next up, we got Brent Venables. Now, I don't really think that Oklahoma fans are not really over the moon for Brent Venables yet, but I mean he has improved. Going from 6-6 his first year to 10-2 his second year. So he's getting better. You know, I mean, no one wants him fired. I mean, and then we got Brian Kelly. Think that they haven't really uh, uh accepted Brian Kelly quite yet. I mean, culturally, it's in it's an odd fit. I'm I mean, he's been good, but he hasn't really done anything spectacular. I mean, I guess winning the West in his first year, but I mean, so yeah, 10 wins, 2 years in a row. But I mean, LSU fans, yawn at at 10 at 10 wins. So anyway, next up we have Clark Lee, and I'm putting him in C tier. The only thing that's keeping him out of D tier is it's Vanderbilt. I I'm I mean I I I mean they don't really care that much about about football or athletics in general. So besides like baseball, but anyway, winless in the SEC last year. If he has another terrible year, yeah, if he goes winless in 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 the in the SEC again, I mean, he may or may not get fired. I don't know. I mean, even like Nebraska, held on to Scott Frost, right? You had Georgia Tech sort of held on for Jeff Collins probably too long, so wouldn't be surprised if they give him one more year. And I mean, he might surprise us and get an SEC win or two. Who knows? But anyway, so the expectations are pretty low at Vandy. So next up, we got Eli Drinkwitz, and he is going right into S tier. Yeah, of course, finally a breakout year for Mizzou last year, going 10-2 in the regular season, right? 11-2 right after beating Ohio State in a New Year's Six Bowl. Just a great season for Mizzou. So it's definitely gotten him a lot of points with the fans. So, and then let's see. Up next, we do have Hugh Freeze. Now, of course, Auburn was 6-6 last year. But they were a lot better than they were last year. Yeah. After they fired Brian Harsin, and then from the moment Hugh Freeze stepped on campus, uh, they were immediately, better. I mean, they 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 never really got blown out in any of their games. I mean, it's like 2022. They're getting, get yeah, they're getting blown out by Georgia and Alabama. Uh, Last year, they're actually competitive with Georgia and Alabama, and really they should have beat Alabama. So, but I mean, but I mean, but I mean, he does need to step it up. Yeah, he does need to show improvement, or he may find himself falling down to to s- to C tier. So, but anyway, next up we do have Jeff Lebby. He's the offensive coordinator at a lot of places, right? Ole Miss, uh, most recently Oklahoma, and yeah, and and now trying his hand at Power Five head coaching. So at at Mississippi State. So but 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 anyway, yeah, he hasn't even started yet, so we don't really know anything about him. So we're just gonna leave him in A. I mean, no one wants to fire him yet, right? After their first season. So, but I mean, Mississippi State did fire a coach after a one season. Last year they did fire what's his name, Zach Arnett at um before the end of his first year. So next we got Josh Heupel. I mean, Tennessee fans love him. I mean, did have that 11-2 season from not last year, but the year before. A little bit of a step back last year at 9-4, but I mean, Tennessee fans really are having a lot of excitement about this season. With Nico E- Iamaleava. So yeah, um, yeah. I mean, Josh Heupel has been like the best coach since Philip Fulmer. So anyway, next up we got uh Kalen DeBoer, and yeah, he's at A tier. I mean, he's done great at every level that he's been in, from Division 2 to FCS to like the Group of Five, right, with Fresno State, to Washington. Of course, he did take Washington to the playoffs. Yeah, uh, to the national championship. So, but anyway, so yeah, a lot of excitement from Alabama fans, but I mean, he hasn't really done anything, so I'm just gonna leave him in A. Next up, we got Kirby Smart, and this is an obvious S tier. I speak for all Georgia fans. I mean, yeah, we love Kirby. Uh, Obviously, got the two, yeah, of course, the back to back national titles. So, uh, obviously, where we're getting ready to build him a statue. So, uh, obviously, not n- get the greatest Georgia coach of all time. Obviously, not going anywhere. And then we got Lane Kiffin. Yeah, I do think that the Ole Miss fans, love Lane Kiffin. They've really accepted him as a- as one of their own. So, and yeah, of course, the 11-win season from last year. So, I mean, yeah, they really haven't been this good since since they were buying players. So, yeah, Lane Kiffin obviously not going anywhere. Let's see who else. Yeah, here we go. Mark Stoops. Of course, Kentucky 7-5 last year. And Kentucky fans are becoming not happy with that. He has become a victim of his own success. Used to be that 7-5 was great. Now 7-5 is a disappointment. Of course, he does have the two 10-3 seasons from 2018 and 2021. So, I mean, Kentucky is now doing way better than what Kentucky was doing when he first got there. I think he inherited like a 2-win team. So, I mean, Kentucky fans, need to be should be grateful for what Mark Stoops has done for them. But yeah, I mean, if you follow the pattern, I mean, every 3 years he wins 10 games. Uh, so I mean, he'll probably improve and probably find himself moving out of B tier for next year. But Anyway, so how about we let's take who is this? This is uh Mike Elko. I'll put him in A. And yes, this uh this photo is when he was the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M, and then and then becoming Duke head coach and having success at Duke, and now coming to and now going back to Texas A&M. So I mean, he was really good at Duke. I mean, for Duke, I mean, as far as Duke goes, but anyway, so again, he just got there, so he goes in A tier. And there we go, Sam Pittman. And I really like Sam Pittman. So I hate to have to do this, but I think he's gone. I mean, his first 2 years were great, but really the last 2 years, it's just been a downward spiral. Going from like 8-4 to in the second year to 6-6 to 4-8 last year, and now pretty much like every starter from that 2022 team that, or excuse me, 2021 team that won 8 games. I mean, they're all gone now. Even like uh, KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders are now hitting the transfer portal. So I mean, there's just really nothing left. Really, not much talent left there. I think Arkansas is in for another rough year, and I think Sam Pittman will be gone. And then we got Shane Beamer in C tier. Yeah, no, this one uh um might be a little controversial. We have to remember that Shane Beamer did go 5-7 last year. I mean, and I like Shane Beamer, uh but anyway, yeah, 5-7. Yeah, so another losing season, and he could be gone. But I mean, I do think South Carolina is gonna do better this year. So anyway, and then of course, last but not least, we have Steve Sarkeesian going into S tier. If you're a Texas fan, what's not to love? I mean, you won the Big 12 and made the playoffs last year. So, but anyways, looks like yeah. So that is it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all again next time.